Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taya and this is Saguaro, my desert island. It's time for the final island tour and I'm so excited, so let's just get right into it. This is the flag that I created for Saguaro. It's like this cute desert moment. I love it so much. It took me a little bit to get there, but I love the sunset vibes, which is exactly what you get on Saguaro. As you can see, I flattened down a big majority of it. We do have a canyon in the back where we do have some terraforming, as well as a temple and kind of a glamorous district, the royal district on the right there as well. So there is a little bit of terraforming. It's not completely flat, but it is all covered in sand. And on this desert island, we have Roswell, Leonardo, Elvis, Clay, Diva, Bubbles, Anka, Boris, Savannah, and Coco. And the dream address is there as well on the bottom if you would like to visit. And we'll start with the entrance. I wanted to make this a very grand entrance, a very royal feeling courtyard, kind of with these reflecting pools. I think it's very beautiful. I also have some outfits. There are actually 3 different outfits here and some handheld items for you to play around with. And this entrance leads you all the way straight up to a perfectly aligned resident services, which I'm really happy with. My first build for the entrance here did not showcase that, and I'm really happy that I went back and I redid it. And let's change into a desert princess for now. So going to the right, we first have the Bazaar. This whole Bazaar build actually starts down on the beach here where Leonardo has a little coffee importers and cafe, roasting the coffee here and also making cups of coffee for people as well. And I really love it so much. He's just got his little like bar area over here and lots of Moroccan furniture. I am so happy with how Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny turned out. I really love all of these kimonos over here, and I love this stall in front of Able Sisters with the turban on it. Just like gives that desert vibe right away. I love that. To the right, we also have Clay's house, and he is the magician, the alchemist, the potion maker on Saguaro. So he has a lot of jars and interesting things. His house is very cool inside. He's actually home right now, so let's just go peek inside of his house real quick. Oh, Coco is here, and actually that's like so perfect. Coco is visiting to get some potions. So nice that we could all be here together like this. Now I see why Clay is always so relaxed. His home is just so comfortable. Maybe that's because I get along so well with Clay. There's some new lore at the last minute here on Saguaro. He has his little fire to cook all of his little potions, but he does have quite a modern bathroom in the back there as well. So yeah, that's Clay's house. So outside of Clay's house, we'll continue going through this bazaar and then we'll loop back around. We also have Nook's Cranny, and Nook's Cranny is in its smaller version. I just put a lot of storage outside of Nook's Cranny, and as you can see, there is a wall that perfectly surrounds this main town center, and I really love the vibe of that. It encloses the entrance, and it also encloses this whole bazaar market. We have some pottery for sale over here, some musical instruments, and some lighting as well. And over here, we have a very rude frog. Oh my gosh. Taya, there's something I want to bug you about if you've got a sec. You're not gonna move away. That is ridiculous. Oh my God, don't go. For the amount of time that I looked for this frog. Okay, anyways. Savannah is also home, so let's go and check on Savannah. She owns a little pottery shop. And inside her house is so chic. I just really went with the blue vibes. I did give her a bathroom and a kitchen. Savannah has a little pottery shop. I kind of imagine Coco and her running this pottery shop because she's maybe at the back of the island. She can't get in to sell her wares, so Savannah is helping her to sell things. And then we do have a fountain moment. I actually meant for this to be a different style of fountain, but I kind of like this one the way that it is. And it's kind of just a wishing well. And then I do have a gong here as well. If I go back down, I'm actually going to loop back down around to the royal neighborhood. And there is a castle gate to the right of Clay's house. And when you come through, if you go up, there is the royal neighborhood with Elvis and Anka. But down below is the bougie Miss Bubbles. And she has a beautiful purple interior in her house. And so much of her vibe is so purple. I just wanted to give her like this bougie, fancy beach. She's like a princess on this island. And I just love that for her. It's a fun build. It's like totally different from every other build on Saguaro, but I really love it a lot. And coming up, you get to the royals that have their beautiful red carpet. First, we have Elvis's house, and he just, of course, has so much gold. And this is his protector. That's what I'm going. The eyes light up. Well then. Coming up further is Anka's house as well, and she is home. Let's go and visit her. This is Anka's house. Anka is the ruler of Saguaro, the secret mob boss, undercover ruler. And I did make a short video of her interacting with Tom Nook. Continuing down the red carpet, and behind Anka and Elvis's house is one of my favorite lookouts on this island. I love it so much. And it's just so simple. And I think that's why I love it so much, is just the perfect pyramids. And oh my God, Boris really is going to be a giant in the sunset. And you do start to see the stars come out as you're at the dream address longer. So it's such a special little lookout. Coming down here, just a simple beach build, but we're going to actually come across again into the only place on the island where you can just run back and forth and see nothing but sand in this little area over here. You have to kind of position it, but if you stand just around here and pull out your camera, you can actually run around in complete sand, and it's pretty fun. I do enjoy doing it from time to time. It is quite nice. As you come back here, you can get down to the fountain area. And also there is another entrance over here, which will follow the path past Boris and Diva having a conversation, and out into the desert again, we come across the Oasis. The Oasis build is pretty close to my campsite and to the hippie beach to the right. I kind of wanted these builds to be close to each other, as if the Oasis has life around it, like the hippies have their little caravan over here, the desert nomads, which reminds me. So yeah, there are two builds next to the Oasis. The first one, actually, we're gonna start from the right, is the desert nomads, aka the hippies on the island. And I love at this time of day how their area looks. They have all of their caravans and their bonfire going, and lots of fun gyroids, and it's super cute. All of their instruments that they can play. And to the right, we have the campsite, and it is actually Lucky that is in the campsite, even though you can't go in there to see him. But I did put some extra tents back here with some laundry and a little place to cook. And I'm really happy with how this build came out. Put a little bit of cracked earth underneath this campfire. And it makes sense that they would be right here beside the Oasis as well. And down from the Oasis, if I continue a little bit further, I'll actually reach the rock garden. And this rock garden is actually supposed to be kind of an ancient temple, but Clay still comes here to worship, actually. This is actually Clay's preferred temple because it's very ancient. However, in more recent times on Saguaro, they actually built a much more grand, much more elaborate temple. And that is this build. This is actually the museum build too. So the museum is actually back here behind all of this infrastructure. And somewhat at night, you can see it a little bit. I love this build at night, especially because of all the shell lamps and the torches, the tiki torches. It turned out really, really cool. I'm super happy with just this build in general. If you get a little bit closer at this time of day, you can see more detail on it. I love this island. This island was so much fun to do. If you've been thinking about desertcore, I would highly recommend. I've been wanting to do this theme for a really long time, and I finally did it. I'm so happy. This is Coco's house. She's right beside the temple, between the temple and the canyon build. She's one of the oldest residents, of course, of Saguaro. And back behind her house, she is up to something. She has been cooking back here. Best to probably not come around here too late at night. Best to come here probably a little bit earlier in the day and bring a gift potentially. So I think I'm gonna backtrack through resident services again so we get the full impact of the island. The island is divided into two halves, Coco being the oldest resident of the island, but also the start of the more morally gray characters on the island. So coming through the entrance, actually to the left and down, we'll just explore this beach for a moment. It's just very simply decorated. I made a little spot for surfers to come and hang out on the beach, and then also made more of like a dinner area. I love putting spots like this on the beach just to like have friends over and take a little photo shoot. I think it's so cute. Up from that, we have the little courtyard build. And this build, probably one of my favorites. I really love the lushness of it. And actually, when you're even just entering into it, I just love the entrance and the grandness, but also the coziness. This is like the perfect blend of both really formal feeling and super, super cozy. So it's right beside the entrance build and leads into also my house build, and also up towards the actual desert again. But let's go down here this way. And to the Assassin's Keep, which means I need to change outfits again into my assassin's outfit. I am, as you'll notice, on the morally gray side of the island here. I have a whole courtyard to myself with a pool and all of my riches as well, and some swords and that kind of thing. And it actually leads again into another build, which is the Smuggler's Bazaar. There is a lot of lore in my house, and I'm super happy with the way that I decorated it as an Assassin's Keep, but we will save that for a little bit later on. Coming down onto this beach here, it's Boris's house, and he is the ultimate smuggler. He is the king of the smugglers on this island, and he's working with Cap'n. I know Cap'n looks very chill. He looks like he's not involved at all, not gonna say a peep, and that's the way we like it. But Boris is definitely bringing in a lot of suspicious goods. And here's the entrance to the Smuggler's Alley. This is the sketchy equivalent of the Bazaar on the right-hand side of the island, where all the respectable folks shop. Let's be honest, everybody comes to this side of the island once in a while. In the middle of the night, in the middle of the desert, they will find their way here for one thing or another. One of my favorite parts about this Smuggler's Alley is just how you enter it. Just you sneak in like that. It's a pretty easy little sidestep. And then you're into the Smuggler's Alley. And on the left, we have a hookah bar and cafe. It's a little bit dirty. You might have a bug in your coffee. Just check. Just check. And then we have a fortune teller on the right as well. Somebody's paying a pretty penny to get their fortune read over here with the Power Stone. I really love that so much. I feel like this is where Diva probably sets up shop Maybe during the day she's like set up in her house and then at night she comes over here. Either way, there's lots of fortune telling on this island, which I love. On the left-hand side of the second part of this little bazaar, we have a rug shop, a lot of cozy rugs, and it actually has a second level up there as well that has some more rugs. And then we have an antique store over here, which is just selling knickknacks and lots of stolen, smuggled goods as well. And then we come to the end of the Smuggler's Alley and out back into the desert again. And Diva's house is here as well as Roswell's house. So they are both on this like kind of sketchy side of the island. And Boris is home, so we're going to check out his house. But he has a little restaurant actually back here. I did set up his house as a tent. He has actually co-opted half of his house for his crafting needs right now. What are you crafting? Is it something desert related? If not, you will have to leave. A stone lion dog. That's actually a very good recipe. I like that. He reminds me of a Kinder Egg. And then if I come down here a little bit, I can get onto the beach. I just gave a little laundry beach, of course, some laundry rocks. And then back here a little bit further, there is just a small structure that has been abandoned on the beach. Onto the land again, and to the right, we're gonna connect the dots to where we were before. So coming out of the desert courtyard over here, cozy little courtyard, we go into the desert once more and we have a little beware sign. Let's go back into desert nomad. So up from this signage, we get to the canyon. And if you come over here, there is a little ladder up so that you can have a viewpoint. And I love it at this time of day, just past golden hour. It's beautiful. The stars start to come out and it just is so nice. If you even use your pro camera to raise the camera up slightly, you even get more of a shot of this desert canyon that I love so much. And there's a little campfire to keep you warm in the desert night. As you come through this dangerous canyon, there are snakes and tarantulas and scorpions and skulls and centipedes. Beware, just step carefully. You don't want to step on anything that's going to hurt you. But as you come through, there is a treasure chest buried and a lost, forgotten city. It's a lost city. And this is actually Coco's origin story is from this mysterious old ruin. And that's why she lives so close to the canyon as well, to kind of be its protector and, you know, take care of anybody who might be intruding to steal the riches. It kind of reminds me of that cave from Aladdin. I can't remember the name of it, but it really reminds me of that cave from Aladdin. I think that's it. Oh no. Okay, I gotta do my house, but I love Saguaro. And actually, if you go down, there is another way to enter my house from over here. Pretty much all these front builds have like multiple ways to enter. So let's do a quick house tour. So the main room of my house is meant to serve as a lobby of sorts to the Assassin's Keep. There's a little seating area and entrances to different parts of the house, of course. Upstairs is actually kind of a meeting place for all of the assassins, where all of the assassins get together to scheme their plans and just generally hang out and do assassin things. My basement is actually my ending soon screen for when I stream, but I thought just I would like to leave it there as a memory of where that Gyroid Symphony came from, so I'm leaving it in the house. The back room is actually a shrine to Diva. I hunted for Diva for a very long time on this island, and I did build her a shrine so that I could find her easily. Did it work? No. But I did find her, and she was not in the queue. I found her on exactly ticket number 1865. To the left in my house, we actually have a dungeon where the assassins can hold their prisoners while they interrogate them. The guard does have some fruit, so the guard is living a lavish life, but I mean, one guy didn't really survive that well. And to the right-hand room is the big boss's office. This is where you would come to talk with the big boss. It's intimidating. He wants to intimidate you. He even has a goon. So look out. It's a weird mix of cozy and yet terrifying. We would not be doing a Little Branches Crossing Final Island tour if we didn't do a sentimental montage. Let's send Saguaro out the right way with some shots of it during the day, during the night, and with friends. Alpha really said, you're gonna lay there and you're gonna love it. You're gonna lay there, Laura Megan, and you are going to love it there. And also though, I do like that crying. Could we all cry? What if we all cried in the courtyard? I'm Indy Jones. Yes, you are. Yes, slay. Indiana slay. Hey. Alpha. If I can, hey, no, don't you dare, don't you? Golly. Alpha, Alpha, you did not just steal a coin. You just, hey.